Hello everyone, and welcome to my 4th episode of my Auntie Journal series. So if you have not seen the other 3, I will leave a playlist link in the top right hand corner of this video so you guys can go watch them all and catch up. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. So as you can see, I just have sticky notes at the top marking the pages that I have not yet shown you guys. So let's get on to the first page. So this first one that I did says, catalog insignificant things. So this page was blank and just had like black boxes on it. I covered it up with a separate piece of white paper just to make it thicker so I could use marker on it. And then with just random pieces of scrapbooking paper, I cut out squares, just each one is different. And like I mentioned before, there were already squares on the page, but I covered them up because I wanted to make it look interesting. And then I found a bunch of random things around my house. So this piece has fallen off, but this is like a piece of plastic, some tape, some random things like that. I'd say they're pretty insignificant. And then on the background, I just made these little X's with some watercolors, and then I also drew boxes around the outside of all of the squares of scrapbooking paper just to add, just to make it pop a little bit more. But yeah, that's this page, and I really like how it turned out. Okay, so this next page says make each one different. So all of these black lines were already there to make it look like kind of like a paintbrush made the circles. I'm not sure, but I went ahead with a fine liner first and I just doodled all these different patterns. It took a while to think of all of them, but I like how it turned out. And then I took out a few markers in all the colors of the rainbow, and then I colored them in just to make it look super colorful. And I went ahead and colored everything with all the colors of the rainbow. I think it ended up looking super cool. And yeah, and then on the other side it says stitch lines, which obviously I have not done yet, but I think I'm going to make it so it's rainbow themed again, so this entire page is kind of rainbowy. I don't know, I like how it turned out, but yeah, this is that page. This next one is probably one of the favorites that I did for this episode. It says different kinds of the same thing. I started by measuring a piece of watercolor paper and cutting that over top of here, and I traced this part out so I could still see the prompt. And then with a pencil, I started by just lightly sketching out all these plant designs, and then I went over with a fine liner, and I kind of just made them super loose and doodly. And then with my watercolors, I just painted them in, not super neat or anything, just to kind of give them some color. And I really like how this page turned out. I really like the color scheme of it, and I really like plants, so that's why I have a lot of plant pages in my Auntie journal. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So this page is not the most exciting one, but it says stick an envelope here and gather stuff to put into it to use in your Auntie journal. So what I did is I started by making my background this checkered pattern with a fine liner, and then I colored it in some of the boxes with random colors. I just used like every single color of my Crayola Super Tips, and I think it turned out pretty cool. And then on top I had this envelope which I got, and I had to resize it because it was too big for this. They drew an envelope here, so I just wanted to cover that up with a real one. So I colored the bottom of it with a gray marker, and then the top of it I just did some writing on it. I don't know, I thought it looked cool, but I haven't put anything into the envelope yet, but who knows, maybe that will happen, maybe that won't. We'll see as time goes on. So over here I completed 2 new pages, but I'll start by talking about this one. This one says waste paper basket, collage them here. I think I covered up another word, but I'm not sure. Anyways, I gave you this picture of a waste basket, and you're supposed to cover it up with stuff from your own waste basket. So that's what I did. I used the recycling bin in my room, so I craft a lot. So obviously I have a lot of like random magazine scraps and old stickers and stuff like that. So I cut those up. And fun fact, actually there's parts in this that are from This Is Not a Book. If you guys have watched my final flip through, there's like a page or something that I keep using there. So I put it in here, which is kind of neat. And then at the top, there were some envelopes sticking out of the waste basket they drew, so I just cut up an envelope and glued those there. And you can probably tell that the page is shiny. I just did that to seal everything in because I don't like it when there's little paper ends that are not completely stuck down. So I just covered that with packing tape. But yeah, that's the page, and background was black prior to completing the page. And then on the other side, I'll just remove this. It says use every pen you can find. So I found every single pen that I could find in my house. I limited it to just pens, ballpoint pens. So I drew this random doodle, I don't really know what, and then the inside of it I just kind of filled it in with scribbling different pens, and then I guess maybe this is cheating, but the outside I outlined with a marker. So I don't know if that's cheating. I think it's still okay because I still used every pen that I could find. But yeah, I actually like how this page turned out. I wasn't sure about it when I started, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool. And that completes my episode 4 of my anti-journal series. Let me know in the comments which page was your favorite and any other video ideas or video suggestions you have for me to do. But stay tuned for the next episode of my anti-journal series by subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!